Today, my dear students, we have come again for another class. This SS1 Mathematics. Today's work is Cartesian graph of inequalities. Specific objective. At the end of this lesson, the students should be able to sketch the graphs of inequalities. So you have in mind that what we want to do today is to learn how to represent inequalities on Cartesian graphs. Remember, I gave you the assignment to check the difference or the differences between representation of inequalities on number lines and representation of inequalities on Cartesian graphs. Here we go. Cartesian graph of inequalities. So we have known how to represent inequalities on number lines. Today we shall be representing inequalities on Cartesian graphs. For example, if you are given the inequality x is greater than 4, I know you can easily represent it on a number line, but this is the Cartesian graph of the inequality. You must put the y-axis and the x-axis in order to represent the plane. On the plane, since the variable contained in the inequality is x, you go to x-axis, write the number that is given there, which is 4. What's the direction? The strict inequality there is strictly greater than 4. X is strictly greater than 4. That's what is given here. Since x is strictly greater than 4, you stand on 4, draw a vertical line that is dotted. Because there is no sign of equality there, the line has to be dotted. Then the shading pattern has to take the direction towards all numbers greater than 4. You can see when you stand on 4, numbers greater than 4 are on the right side of 4, while numbers less than 4 are on the left side of 4. You can see this arrow is indicating the direction of movement. Then shading has to go from that line rightwards. The limit is not here and the limit is not here. That is why we shall call this infinite range. Meaning x is greater than 4 means x goes from any number that is greater than 4, but the limit, the end point is what we cannot tell. It's going somewhere very far away from 4, but not equal to 4. So this has to do it. The next one, this one says x is less than 7. So you do the same thing there on the axis, but writing 7, the number that should be written there, there's no problem writing 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 down the line. But since we have the number at heart, 7, the number that we are focusing on is 7. As a result, on top of 7, we draw a line vertically downwards and then upwards. Again, there is strict inequality here. X is strictly less than 7. So the line is going to be dotted. See the direction of the movement in the shading. Any number on the left side of 7 is less than 7 towards 0 and even beyond that. So you shade downwards. The length of shading does not matter. Once you show the direction, you can draw the line here down to where there is 0 and even across. But it is better you do it in this way. This arrow put here is not compulsory. I am just putting it there to let you understand the direction of the shading. Otherwise, without the arrow, the work is still well done. Can we continue? Yes, sir. I heard somebody say yes, sir. So we continue. The third one. This one is not strict inequality. It is less than or equal to. The third one says x is less than or equal to minus 2. So the number we are talking about is minus 2, and it should be on x-axis because we are saying x is less than. So on the x-axis, we go to where there's -2, draw the vertical line, but because there's a sign of equality, the line has to be a continuous line and not dotted line. The shading should go towards the left side of -2 because the numbers that are less than -2 are on the left side of -2. So we shade towards that particular direction. Are we really talking about x every time? What about y? Is it possible to have something like y greater than, y less than, y greater than or equal to, y less than or equal to? Let's check if it is possible. The fourth one says y is greater than 1. This strict inequality. Oh, we go to where y is 1. We have no business with x-axis again. Since this is strictly talking about y, we are looking for numbers greater than y, greater than 1. That number is called y, but such number must be greater than 1. So we go to replace y is equal to 1, draw dotted line horizontally. The dotted line shows that y can never be equal to 1, but we shape towards all numbers greater than 1. Numbers above 1 are greater than 1. Numbers below 1 are less than 1. So since it is talking about greater than, we shade upwards, and this arrow, remember I said it's not compulsory, you must not put it, but we are putting it here in order to show you the direction of the shading. Are you okay? So that's how it is done. Do we still have anything about y? We check. Okay, this one says y is less than or equal to 13. So equality is contained here. As a result, still talking about y, we go to the point where y is 13. Put it yourself. Where y is equal to 13, draw a horizontal line. It will not be dotted because there is equality there. Just like shading the circle on the number line, so do we make the line thick here because equality is well defined. So it will not be dotted line again. When we draw the line on 13 horizontally, defining the point where the value of y is equal to 13, irrespective of the values of x, left and right, how do we shade? We are talking about something less than 13, y less than 13. So the values of y, the values y can take must be less than or equal to 13, but any number less than 13 should be found below 13 on this Cartesian axis. So as a result, we shade downwards, left and right. The arrow indicating the direction of movement. I think you can do it if you are given one. Okay. Let's continue moving. So we say solution of linear inequalities in two variables. Just like linear equations, linear inequalities can also be given in two variables. For linear equations in two variables, we talk about simultaneous linear equations. But here we are talking about linear inequalities in two variables. Just keep following us the way we are moving and do it the way we say you should do it, until we get to a point where some other things can be employed. The only problem we have here is whatever we need, when we get there, we show you how to do it. You say, remember that the solvability of a system of equation or inequality depends on the number of variables involved in the system and also on the number of system of equations. I think this is to conform with what we call the fundamental theorem of algebra, which has much to do with comparing the number of variables and the number of equations in order to get what we call solvable system of equations. Here, examples of such inequalities are, the first one, 2x plus 3y is greater than 12. You can see a single system of inequality containing both x and y. What do we do? we cannot just solve it. The only thing we can do is to represent the system on the Cartesian axis. For you to solve for x, y must be known. For you to solve for y, x must be known. That is why in solving this type of system of inequalities, we always assume on the x-axis that all values of y is 0, then on the y-axis all values of x will be 0. So if you want to get x, put the value of y to be 0. If you want to get y, put the value of x to be 0. Let's go to see how to do it. There are 3 inequalities here that we need to solve. To represent on the Cartesian axis. However, representing it means showing the region of definition of the system. So we say, the graph of linear inequalities in 2 variables. For example, I've said almost everything that you can see here. We are giving examples as given before, and we are to represent the information on Cartesian axis. That's the meaning of sketching the graph of the following inequalities. So we carry on. The first one given reads 2x plus 3y is greater than 12. Here we say at x equal to 0, the meaning of at x equal to 0 is that we are moving along the y-axis vertically, and along y-axis, if you stand on the y-axis, go up and go down, as you are going from positive y-axis across 0 to the negative y-axis, the value of x that you can jump along that line is only 0. It is only 0 that you can jump there. That is why we say let x be equal to 0. It means let us move along y-axis and see what will happen in this particular system. Having put 0 to x to be equal to 0, then 2x will now read 2 multiplying 0, then plus 3y is greater than 12. I remember some people may tell you to put equal to here. Please do not put equal to. Don't put sign of equality. Inequalities are inequalities. Equations are equations, and they work with signs of equality. So don't ever put the sign of equality here trying to solve the system. The reason is not only that you are confusing equations and inequalities, but also that once you put a sign of equality here, sometimes you may not know the direction of movement of the shading. So it is important that you maintain the sign of inequalities given to, the signs of inequalities given to you, so that at the end of everything you can take the resultant of the x, y values on the axis in order to know the direction of the shading. So please maintain the sign of inequality. I repeat, 2 into 0 plus 3y is greater than 12. But when 2 multiplies 0, we get 0 plus 3y is greater than 12, which ends up at saying that 3y is greater than 12. What do? We divide both sides by 3 to get that y is greater than 4. So the meaning is that if you go to y-axis, stand at a point y is equal to 4. Put arrow upwards to show that y is greater than 4. Then on the same system, in the same inequality, if we put y equal to 0, it means we are moving along x-axis, and moving along x-axis, all values of y will be 0, irrespective of the values that you may assign to x. So in that case, the inequality which reads 2x plus 3y is greater than 12 will now read 2x plus 3 into 0, since y has been taken to the 0, is greater than 12. So when you get there, 2x plus 0 is greater than 12 shows you that 2x is greater than 12. When you divide both sides by 2, you get x to be greater than 6. In summary, a combination of this and that will show us that if we are to draw the graph of this inequality, we shall get a point where x is greater than 4 and get another point, a set of points, s greater than 4, set of points, y greater than 4, sorry, and the set of points, s greater than 6. Go to y-axis, write 4. go to x-axis, write 6, but geometrically correct. So you can see it. On x-axis we put 6, on y-axis we put 4, but since it said that y is greater than 4, we stand here and go up. X is greater than 6, we stand here and go higher. So we join the points with a straight line which must be dotted because of what? The inequality does not contain a sign of equality. It is strictly greater than, so we say only greater than, no equal to, and you go ahead to see that we are using dotted line here. Then shading will go upwards. That's why I say don't put equal to there so that you will not get confused. Another example. The second one says x minus 2y is less than 6. If you put x equal to 0, we shall get 0 minus 2y to be less than 6. So that minus 2y is less than 6. Remember what I told you in the other class? You are to divide both sides by minus 2. When you divide this by minus 2, you get y. And once you are dividing by a negative number, it must affect the sign of inequality, which means there will be a reverse of the system. So this has to be reversed from less than to greater than, and minus 2 dividing 6 will be minus 3. So the result here is that at a point x is equal to 0, that y in the whole system will be greater than minus 3. Look at minus 3. Greater than means from minus 3 upwards. Put y equal to 0, x will be equal to, okay, x minus 2 into 0 will be less than 6. At the end of everything, x is less than 6. Look at x being 6 here, less than means backwards. The resultant of the points will be upwards. If you put equal to mistakenly, as many people may have been doing, you will mistakenly shape this thing downwards because of this less than. Less than. You can see this less than because somebody has gone to put equal to here, the shading may mistakenly go downward, but it's wrong. So that's why you must maintain the sign of inequality in order to ensure the direction of the shading. Can we continue? Okay, let's check. Third one. 5x plus 2y is greater than or equal to minus 10. Just as we have been doing it, choose x to be 0, put in your values, you will get 2y is greater than or equal to minus 10. Originally, we are given 5x plus 2y is greater than or equal to minus 10. When we put x equal to 0, 5x will become 5 multiplying 0, which is 0. So we are left with 2y to be greater than or equal to minus 10. If we divide both sides by 2, not by minus 2 but by 2, we get y to be greater than or equal to minus 5. Immediately represent it on the axis. Minus 5, put a mark there, show it upwards. Back again, when y is equal to 0, we get 5x plus 2 into 0 to be greater than or equal to minus 10. Simplifying everything gives us 5x to be greater than or equal to minus 10. Divide through by 5. We get x to be greater than or equal to minus 2. Go to where x is minus 2. Show arrow, positive direction, meaning greater than. Then the resulting line is going to be a continuous line, a thick line, not dotted line, because of sign of equality contained in this inequality. So, after everything, it shapes towards this direction. This Cartesian graph means 5x plus 2y is greater than or equal to minus 10. I hope if you are given a set of inequalities to represent on the Cartesian axis, you can do that based on what we have done today. following what we have done today, it is easy for you to represent any linear inequality on the Cartesian graph, be it in one variable or in two variables. Okay, assignments. It says represent the following inequalities on a single Cartesian graph. It means that 1, 2, 3 should be represented on a single Cartesian graph. Don't bother what is resulting from it. Just do it. Whatever you see, take it like that. Do it exactly the way you understand how we do it. Do it and submit to our Google Classroom. SS1 students, I don't know why you don't like doing your assignment. Please always do your work. Thank you very much, my dear students. Keep on revising your mathematics, doing your YouTube work every time. Do more than we are teaching you in order to grow very tall in mathematics. God bless you.